Well, hello, everybody, and get ready for Internet Rechartering 101. I know you're as excited as I am, so let's dive right in. Let me get into a screen share here, and off we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about unit rechartering, just to kind of tee up your expectations. We're not going to go through all of the screens and walking through that stuff. That's already been done. There's a video available for that. What I wanted to cover tonight is sort of what are the key things that you need to be doing outside of the Recharter system to make sure that the process is seamless and efficient for you so it doesn't have to drive you crazy, and we can get out of this before the holidays really kick up next month. So with that, let's dive right in. There are a variety of reference materials available for you to help you through the process. So most of what I'm going to cover right now in this session is actually stuff that I emailed out in a document form back on October 11th. And so that went to all of the registered Key 3 members for your unit. And this is what it looked like. So hopefully you guys have seen something that looks like this. But if you didn't, then shoot me an email and let me know, and I will send you a copy. So, just send an email over here, kmcclell@scouting.org, with the subject line like, hey, knucklehead, I need the internet rechartering stuff, and I'll send it right over to you. Also, all of that stuff that came in the email is available in full text on our website. So if you go to ctscouting.org, along the top, you can click rechartering, and then you can see this all looks really familiar. This is all the same stuff from that email with clickable links so that you can go and check stuff out along the way. Lots of really good info here that will help you get through the recharter process, again, seamlessly, painlessly, and easy for you. So worth checking that out. Additionally, there is a website that National has put out about internet rechartering, and it includes a video. So if you want to see the screenshots, where do I click? How do I handle this individual thing? It's only 12 minutes long, very efficient. The system is really pretty simple this year. So I would encourage you to go check that out. So if you go to that website I just gave you, scouting.org/commissioner/internet rechartering. This is where it gives you all of the details, right? So you're going to go to advancements.scouting.org, and we'll cover that in a couple of minutes. There's a user guide. So if you prefer to digest it on your own from a paper form, that's available here as a PDF. But additionally, there's a video of our national registrar, the very capable Donna Arnold, who will go through what all the screenshots look like. So I lied to you a little bit. It's 17 minutes, but it's not going to kill you. It's a quick, easy one, and it gives you all the details you need to check it out. So I'd encourage you to do that. Go check out Donna's video. But again, we're not going to cover all of that because somebody else covered it already. So let's dive in. Here's what we're going to talk about during this session. I want to go through the Recharter system basics. I'm going to run you through a recommended timeline that we have so that you can get this done efficiently and be done before December 1st so that you can enjoy your holidays without this hanging over your head. We're going to talk about what the 2022 membership fees look like, the login instructions for the Recharter system this year because it is different than years past. And then I'll cover how we handle subsidized fees for those families that qualify for either free or reduced lunch or Husky benefits. So we'll cover all of that in detail. Let's talk about Recharter system basics. So the Recharter system opened for business on October 15th. So since that date, if you are a Key 3 member of your unit, that would be the unit leader, Cub Master, Scout Master, Crew Advisor, or Skipper, you have access, the committee chair has access, and the charter organization representative have access. You access this via Internet Advancement, that website, which is advancements.scouting.org. You're going to know you're in the right place if your screen looks like this. For your login credentials, you're going to use the same username and password that you use in My.Scouting and in Scoutbook. So that's the same information here. Click the reCAPTCHA that you're not a robot, log in. Rechartering will show up on the left-hand side at the bottom. So if you log in over there and you don't see Recharter and you are a Key 3 of your unit, shoot me an email and let me know because we can go figure out what's going on there. So those are the folks who have access. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, we have somebody on our committee who handles internet rechartering. What am I supposed to do? The answer is there's a role that you can assign in My.Scouting that will grant access to that person for the recharter, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So what you're going to do is head on over to, sorry, I got to move the tools here. Head on over to My.Scouting. And let me take you back to the beginning. So you go to my.scouting. When you log in, you'll end up at the flash page where you can access youth protection and all that good stuff. You got to go to menu up in the top left. And then underneath of your unit, see where it says Connecticut Rivers Council. In your case, it'll be the unit that you're trying to work with, but you're going to click that drop down. I probably have some more tools than you do, but the one you're looking for and you should have access to is Organization Manager. So if you're going to click that, and I just need to drill down to a unit, and I'll show you the page that you will land on because you're working specifically in a unit. So just hang tough with me. We'll go over to the West Side. We'll go to Western District. If anybody knows Jeremy Nelson, I'm going to pull up his pack and we'll just pick on him. So this is where you will land. When you click on Organization Manager, it's going to take you directly to this screen. You'll see you have some options here. Great, play with them at some point, but that's not what we're after tonight. So you're going to go over on the left-hand side to this Position Manager tool. And what's going to pop up first is these are all of the actual registered roles within your unit. So you've got the key 3 at the top, and you can only have 1 of each, which is why it says 1 of 1. But then you've got committee members. The minimum is 2, but you can have lots more. Den leaders, assistant cub masters. If you're in a Cub Scout pack and a scout troop, it would be assistant scout masters. But what we want to look at is functional roles. So we're assigning additional abilities to individual leaders. In this case, what you want is the key 3 delegate. So that's what you're looking for. And once you assign this after a 24-hour sync, you will be able to have somebody else with access. So in this case, you're going to click Add. From this selection menu, you can choose any registered leader in your unit. So let's just say we want to pick William Daly. We click OK. And as you can see here, it's assigned successfully. You have to allow 24 hours for the changes to take effect. So it's going to take an overnight sync. And then that person, when they log into into internet advancement, should see the Recharter button at the bottom of the screen. If the person you want to add is not listed as a selectable person in the drop-down menu we just showed you, that means they're not registered right. So we need to get that fixed for you, in which case reach out to me and let's figure it out. So that's how you assign that, and then that person, again, will have access. If you have questions about these other functional roles, shoot me an email separately. Let's talk about it, because there are some neat things that a COR delegate can do if the COR that you have, the charter organization rep, is not particularly tech savvy, but you want to do things like accept online applications. That person can then assign a COR delegate. You'll notice it's grayed out. So even I don't have access. I can't assign a COR delegate for your unit. There's only one person who can, and that's the current charter organization rep. So with that, let's go back to PowerPoint. So like I said, you're going to access it via internet advancement. The key 3 is who has it. You can assign the key 3 delegate role. Page 2 of this. So one of the neat things about this year's system is, in years past, if you collected a bunch of new applications, then you had to turn those in paper form along with all of your signed documents, along with your payment. This can all be handled electronically now with the new system, which is really nice. So there's an option in there where you can scan and upload the documents electronically into the system so that we don't have to sit down and mess around with a bunch of paperwork. So again, you want the detailed info on that, check out Donna's video I referenced before, but pretty slick addition to the Recharter system for this year. The annual charter agreement, if you go back to that original email I sent, I mentioned that we don't have the new annual charter agreement form available yet. Well, now it is available. The confusing part is there are 3 different charter agreements depending on what your chartered organization is. Not going to go into a lot of detail with that tonight. I will email you the form so that you have it. And I'm going to send that out to unit key 3s. So key 3s, if you have somebody else handling your recharter, then please make sure that you get that form into the right person's hands. But I will get those out later this week so that you have them and you can start gathering the necessary signatures. Last thing I wanted to mention is Journey to Excellence forms. And those are available on the national website. So if you go to scouting.org/awards/journey-to-excellence, or if you're like me and you don't want to remember that, just Google Journey to Excellence BSA. It's going to take you right to this page. You know you got to the right spot because you got this really pretty sunrise. Let's scroll on down to scorecards. You go to Unit, click that. It's going to open a new window. You go to 2021 scorecards. If you're curious what the rules were back in 2014, you can reference that in perpetuity. But for this year, we're going to look at 2021 scorecards. Just for argument's sake, we'll open a troop, and there's your scorecard. So you can fill this out. get the necessary signatures, and send that over to us, or bring it in when you turn in your payment, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. So that's what the scorecard looks like and how to get at it. Let's talk timeline. So you want to be working on this right now if you want to stay in front of this thing and get it done before December. So you got plenty of time to get the recharter process completed by November 30th, but you got to jump on it now. So if you haven't started yet, you want to get, first off, any adult leaders who haven't updated their youth protection training. You might remember about 2 years ago, everybody had to take youth protection, which means that everybody's expiring this fall. So we need everybody to get in there and renew if they haven't yet. So you want to take a look at that. When you log in, you'll see a column with all of your adult members and a red X if their YPT is not up to date. Those are the ones you have to chase after. Get them working on that, because it's always seems to be a holdup with the Recharter system. After they complete the youth protection training, the system should update automatically, but get a copy of their certificate so that you know you have it in case there are any questions. It doesn't sync up properly. They're using a different member ID, which we can fix, by the way. Just shoot me an email and I can help you with that. But keep a copy of that certificate. It's just worth having until you get through this recharter process and you know everything's synced up properly. Next up, you want to make sure that you are currently in touch with all of the families who are registered in your unit to make sure that they're re-upping for 2022 and that you're collecting the fees so that you can get that money deposited so you can make the big payment for recharter. So you want to be on that right now. Next thing is assistance fees. So we offer assistance for those who qualify for either free or reduced lunch at school or Husky benefits. So, CT State Husky benefits, the family will have a card. We just need a copy of that, and I'll cover that in much more detail, but that qualifies them for a reduced rate on the 2022 membership fees. Next thing you want to do, make sure that you log into the Recharter system. Even if you're not prepared to really dive in and work on it yet, log in and make sure that the Recharter button is there in Internet Advancement. You click on it, it opens up, everything's working the way it should. So if I could implore you to do one thing for me before the end of this week, please, please, please log into the Recharter system and make sure that the link is there and working for you. And then finally, let's make sure we collect any applications for any youth or adults who are not currently on your roster. So if you turned in the application and it's not showing up, then get in touch with me and let's figure out what happened. But for anybody who's new, not showing up on your roster, we're going to need an application, youth or adult. So by November 15th, so you're talking a little less than a week from today, you really want to be finishing up with the online portion of the Recharter system. This is going to make sure that you have ample time between the 15th and the end of the month to finish up, tie up loose ends, get everything that you need collected and together. So finish your data entry in the Recharter system, gather your signatures on the annual charter agreement form. If you're sponsored by a church or a VFW, you're going to have to get the institutional head, the person in charge, to sign that document, and people travel. Right. So you want to make sure you build in some extra time so that you don't end up in a panic next month. So you want to get started on that as soon as you can. And then finally, make sure all your families have paid and that their money has been deposited into your checking account so you can make that payment. And then finally, between the 16th and the end of the month, fill out your Journey to Excellence scorecard. It's a good time for the Unit Key 3 to get together. If you know who your unit commissioner is, it's a great time to involve that person in the process as well, because they're going to end up signing the form. So you might as well knock it all out at once and then get that turned in either electronically via email to me, to your unit commissioner, to district commissioner, whomever. But just make sure that you get that scorecard filled out. And then last piece, you want to make sure you schedule an appointment with either your unit commissioner or with the council office. It could be me, it could be Ricky Ann, it could be Sean or Chip, whoever you want to come see, but so that we can sit down and review everything and collect your payment. I'm going to get into more detail about that, but you can pay online unless you have scouts who qualify for the reduced fees. And let's just keep moving through and I'll tell you all about that. So the 2022 membership fees, youth members are $132. Any youth who, again, qualify for that assistance on their membership fees are $24 for 2022. A Scout Life magazine is $12 for the year. $12 gets you 10 months of magazine. So it's still a great deal from Scouting. Adult leaders are $63. If any adults would like the Scout Life magazine, you can add a subscription to them too. Same thing, $12. And then there's one unit charter fee for $75, covers the whole unit. And that goes to offset the liability insurance costs. So those are the fees in a nutshell. Logging into the Recharter system, we talked about that a little bit. I'm just going to quickly review. You're going to go to advancements.scouting.org, use the same credentials that you use for My.Scouting and for Scoutbook. So you can also get to this, and I don't want to show you on the screen because I think it gets confusing, but if you log into Scoutbook and click the link from within Scoutbook to Internet Advancement, it will take you over there. So if you forget the advancements.scouting.org, you can get there via Scoutbook. Again, use your My.Scouting and Scoutbook credentials. There are no access codes this year. If you're a Key 3 or a Key 3 delegate, it's just going to show up for you. So you don't have to worry about the access code thing. And as I mentioned, Key 3 delegates key if the person who's going to process your recharter is not the unit leader, the committee chair, or the COR. If you are in one of those positions, you do not need to make yourself a Key 3 delegate. You're already a Key 3, so you don't have to go through that process. So let's talk more about this membership fee assistance. We've been doing this for a few years. I just want to make sure everybody understands how this all works. So this is available to any families, as I mentioned before, who qualify for free or reduced lunch at school or Connecticut Husky benefits. One issue that comes up a lot is, hey, well, my kid goes to school in a school district that gives free lunch to every kid. Well, then the alternative qualification is the Connecticut Husky benefits, because essentially, if you qualify for one, you qualify for the other. So the annual fee for any scouts who do qualify for CT Husky benefits is $24. The rub is you can't mark that in any way in the internet rechartering system. So that's a national system. This is a local subsidy. So there's not a way to do that. Our workaround is you're just going to put them through as if they're full fee paying scouts. And when you get to the end, don't pay online. Really important. Don't pay online. We're going to need a copy of the Scouts lunch letter or the Husky card in order to reduce the fee and get that taken care of for you. So as I mentioned, just don't pay online if you have scouts that qualify for this. We'll get together in person. You bring it to the council office, or we'll meet at Dunkin' Donuts or wherever, and we'll go through and hand tally what your fees are. We'll deduct out the additional fees so that those come in at $24, and then you can write your check. The alternative is if you pay online, you're going to pay full fee for these scouts, which of course will refund you the money back. But if you've ever tried to get money back out of the Boy Scouts, it can be challenging, like any nonprofit out there. So let's avoid the overpayment. Don't pay online. Let's get together and write a check for the right amount. All right, we're coming towards the end here. So congratulations. You made it all the way through. And if you dozed off, wake up. We're almost done. So where do you go for help? You hit a snag, you have questions, you're not sure how to get to the next step, whatever. Reach out first. Your unit commissioner is a great resource. If you don't know who your unit commissioner is, get in touch with your district commissioner. So I'll mention Dan Carr because tonight we're talking Charter Oak, but this is going to be recorded and posted to our YouTube page. So if you're not in the Charter Oak district, reach out to whomever is your district commissioner, and they can either help you or direct you towards who your unit commissioner is. You can always get in touch with me. I'm glad to help you however I can. You've got my email address there on the screen, kmcclell@scouting.org. Or if you need some more detailed assistance, you want to kind of rope aside some time, let's schedule a phone call or a Zoom meeting and really dig into some questions, you can schedule that and it goes straight into my calendar. And if you want to do a Zoom meeting, it's going to create the link automatically. It's pretty slick, and you can only schedule time that's available in my calendar. So I'm not going to double book you. So you can go to, it's meet-with-kevin-mcclelland.appointlet.com. So that will take you in there. And if you've ever got an email from me, that's down there in the signature. So just click the link and here's what that looks like. So you can book a 15-minute call, a 30 or an hour, or we can do a Zoom meeting, 15, 30 or an hour. And again, it automatically happens. You'll get emailed a link and we'll just dive in and handle it. So I'd encourage you, please feel free to take advantage of that with rechartering or with anything. If you need some additional assistance, don't hesitate to schedule time with me. I'm glad to help. And then finally, the email that came out back on October 11th, but again, that full text is available on our website, ctscouting.org, blue button at the top, on the main page there is all about rechartering. You click that, and that's going to give you the full text of that email. All the links are clickable, and you can go check out all the resource documents that are there. And then there's also that instructional video that I talked about. So I know that was a lot of information that just got thrown at you pretty quickly. If you were not able to take the feverish notes that you wanted to, this is going to be posted to the Connecticut Rivers Council YouTube page, which you can access via our website, ctscouting.org. So you can go back through, fast forward to the part you actually want to watch, and that way you can get the information you need. Again, please don't hesitate. Reach out. I've been doing this Recharter thing for about 18 years now, so this is something that I have some expertise in, and I want to make it as seamless and painless for you as possible. So please don't hesitate. Be in touch if there's anything I can do to help. Appreciate your time. Good luck with Rechartering, and please reach out if I can help you.